Boxing TV Studios. Your host, Ranger. Information may cause headaches to hates or biased casual fans.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
The host that gives you facts with very little feelings. From the city of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, the man who floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
Louisville, Kentucky. It's showtime.
What is going on, my people? Welcome once again to Raw Boxing TV. It's your boy once again, Ranger. I want to thank you for taking the time to just chill with me for a little bit. I decided to start the light a little later tonight for the simple fact that a lot of my followers are from the West Coast, and I know they're like 3 hours behind. A lot of them are in Texas as well. They're like 2 hours behind, and so I know it's Sunday. People chill into the late hours with their families, trying to get whatever little time is left of the weekend to get themselves psychologically ready to face the week and go make that bread to feed the family. So I want to thank you if you're taking the time to be here with me. Remember to smash the like button as you come in. That way YouTube can do us the favor of letting people know that we're here, we active, we live, and we kicking. Also, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Right next to it will be a bell. Hit it as well and activate the notification bell. Grab that link and drop it in your social media. What is going on, people, man? I'm glad to be back once again for another live stream. Listen, we cannot complain about this past weekend of boxing, man. It's been great. It's been great. Very good fights. Very good fights. We'll just allow a few more minutes for people to catch up. Tony Boswell, my brother, how you doing? Thank you for the support, man. The support you always give the channel. Thank you for your constant support. It is people like you, people like D-Style, Punch, people like G Funky, Andres, all of those people that are constantly supporting me that obviously give me the strength and the inspiration to come out here and talk to somebody about the sport that we all like and love, man. So El Chido, what's up? A-Rod, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here. Remember to smash the like button as you come in so that YouTube can start telling people we're here. We'll get started in a few minutes. We'll just allow YouTube to do what it's supposed to do, to let people know we are here. How many of y'all enjoyed this past weekend, man? What was your favorite fight? Drop it in the comment section so we can talk about something while we wait on people. I'm gonna wait another 2 minutes before we kick it, but we start kicking here. Let me see what Tony Boswell. No problem. Anytime. Always enjoy the content and conversation on this platform. Thank you, my brother. Libra por libra, pound for pound boxing. What is going on, my brother? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. We're getting ready to start here in a few minutes. Remember to smash the like button once again. You know, I personally, I got to be real with you. I personally hate the fact that YouTube, that we have to give you guys all of these instructions just to get our videos out there. I really do hate that. I mean, I started in YouTube in 2008. I clearly remember when you just either subscribe to a guy, you didn't have to hit no notification bell, you didn't have to hit no like button. The guy did his thing and he was there for you to see. And then you chose whether you wanted to see it or not. Nowadays, you can't just click a button and watch the content you like. No, you got to hit the button. You got to activate the notification bell. Then you got to share the content to help the content creator grow. Then you have to hit the like button. Can we just click once and watch and enjoy? I mean, I'm just saying we don't need to complicate it that much. YouTube, if you're hearing this, YouTube, can't we just go back to the simple days of YouTube with all of the, I like the way YouTube looks now compared to before. Can we just go to the simplest things so that we content creators just get our content out to our subscribers without having to instruct them in so many different things? But unfortunately, I guess that's the way YouTube is. I guess that's the way YouTube is doing it right now. Boy, chaos. Mikey down seems like he has this. Hold on, let me put it on the screen so I can read it better. Mikey doesn't seem to have to like He has the same fire. Mikey doesn't seem like he has the same fire. Too long of being inactive. Congrats to Martin, though. Facts. We don't want to discredit Martin in any way, shape, or form. I covered a fight live last night at the Boxing Voice with Nez. I'm not down for discrediting the fighter. I said it last night. I repeat it again. I'm not down to doing that. I don't like all of a sudden saying, oh, Mikey's been out for 2 years, therefore that's why Sandor won. No, we're not going to do that. As I said last night on the Boxing Voice, look, yes, Mikey's been out. Let's go ahead, out of respect for those of you that are already here, I'm going to go ahead and start. Mikey has been out. That is an undeniable fact. That's an undeniable fact. Mikey has been out, okay? Tyco TV, my brother, thank you for being here. Mikey has been out of activity. He has been inactive. He was sitting under that tree like that old farm tractor, collecting rust. Actually, let me correct that. He's been like the Buddha, sitting, eating, and enjoying his riches, his wealth, collecting rust, collecting fat. And so he wanted he wanted another purse. At this point, that's what I think. Mikey's out here he ain't looking for greatness no more. It's all about the cheddar at this point. He knows he ain't going to be great. He knows he's not going to capture 2-3 belts anymore. We ain't got to lie to the fighter. Everybody can lie to the fighter except the fighter to himself. Mikey, deep down in his heart, knows for the simple fact of age, for the simple fact of inactivity, for the fact that he looks at his bank account, he looks at his investments, he looks at his garage. He's set for life. That's a hunger suppressor. And although he was inactive, although he came into this fight in shape, and we have no reason to believe he wasn't in shape. It ain't like he finished the fight gassed out or nothing. He finished the fight all right, in my opinion. There was another factor last night, and he was that in front of him, he had a guy that was very defensive-minded, very active to reply to whatever Mikey had. If Mikey landed a big old right, boom, he would come out with a right check and a straight left hand to Mikey. And every time Mikey would paw him with that jab to try to set something with that mid-range jab, he was doing the same. It was like mid-work, pad work. He was finding Mikey at the mid-range, tapping gloves, interrupting his setup. As the minute you touch that glove, you dance with your partner. If he's moving to his right, you move to your right. If he moves towards you, you move behind you or side to side. Right? Why? Because you're interrupting the rhythm he's trying to create. Right? This kid came to dance in a correct way last night. Sandor came last night with a game plan in mind. Mikey Garcia did not came with a game plan. Mikey Garcia came thinking that because he was the dog, 1001, he was just going to go on and run over the Spaniel. Shouts out to the people in Spain, bro. The last Spanish boxer I remember was Javier Castillejo from 1999. He fought Oscar De La Hoya and lost, but he was a decent fighter. But he did very well in all through Europe. But unfortunately, the only fight he had in America that I can remember, maybe he had more, but the one that I can remember the most was Oscar De La Hoya. And of course, we all know he came up short on that. We all know that. Philly Drew, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here, brother. Tyco TV, once again. Let me see. Puerto Rican, El Ron Puertorriqueño. What's up, brother? What's up? D-Style, what's up, brother? Everybody subscribe to D-Style, man. Great channels, great channels. Mikey Garcia last night, ladies and gentlemen. Every time he tried to set up something, Sandor had an answer. I like the fact that Sandor knew that he would be comfortable against the ropes. Because if you notice in the way that he positioned himself in the ropes, it wasn't just a guy against the ropes. Go back and look at the fight. And when you're looking at Sandor against the rope, forget the fact that he was punching with his back against the rope. Forget the fact that he was defending very well his upper body movement against the rope. Forget the fact that when Mikey would come with something, he would try to slip, slide it, and come up with an uppercut. Forget all of that. I want you to look at where he's positioning his feet, and then I want you to look at how he positioned his body, allowing himself a way out. That's why when Mikey would try to smother him, he would move side to side, back, forward, throw a few, and he was out immediately. Or the minute Mikey was coming in, he would right hook him and be out. I want you to look at the position in which he was placing his body in his feet, and then his body to allow himself a way out. He was controlling the real estate against the rope. He was controlling how deep Mikey would come in to him. He was in control of that. Why? That's very smart. Because yeah, your opponent might be there trying to smother you, but you're controlling the real estate. You know that all you got to do is take a small step back, straighten your body, and move out of the way, because you have left yourself a way out. Oh, no. Sandor didn't just win because Mikey was out of shape and inactive. No. Sandor didn't just win because Mikey's old. Sandor won. Mr. Martin, he won not only because Mikey was inactive, not only because Garcia isn't hungry anymore, not only because Mikey hasn't fought or Mikey is not looking for greatness. He won because he brought a game plan. He won because he is a very good fighter. I don't care if he ain't fought nobody. Like Nez said last night, and I've said this in the past as well, everybody fights a bunch of nobodies until they fight somebody. Period. Very few fighters in their careers do you see them fighting undefeated fighters within their second, third, or fourth fight. Very few special talents do that. The rest of the fighters just fight a bunch of journeymen. They do. They fight a bunch of journeymen. They gain the experience. They put the miles in their record. And they climb the stairs like that. They move to the top, name by name, one name at a time. That's what they did with Sandor. In the press conference, he kept saying, I'm going to beat Mikey Garcia. I'm going to beat him. He was too confident. He knew he was going to beat him. Now, I got to be real with you. I got to be real with you, because I didn't like what Mikey said last night. What Mikey said last night is the very thing that I've been fighting since 2008 in the YTBC. The misconception, the wrong way of looking at pressure. The wrong way of looking or judging a fight. Last night, Mikey Garcia thought he had won the fight. He actually thought he won the fight. He told Chris Maddox, I thought I did enough. Really? You did enough. What else did he say, Ranger? He said, I was the one taking the fight to him. He was the one running around. Really? I was applying the pressure. Really? Well, congratulations, Garcia. But last time I checked, just because you apply pressure don't mean you win the fight. Just because you're taking the fight to your opponent doesn't mean you win the fight. Just because you're cutting the ring, putting your opponent against the ropes, does not mean you won the fight. This is the very thing that I have been fighting and arguing with people in the YTBC since 2008. The pressure myth. The mythological creature of pressure. That pressure fighters, just because they apply pressure, they automatically win. G Funky, what's up, my brother? Everybody go subscribe to G Funky. That because a fighter applied pressure, all of a sudden, he must be the rightful winner of the combat, of the fight. And that just simply isn't true. Because it's very clear that pressure has to be effective in order for it to be considered. But a lot of professional judges will use that same way of looking at fights to give the fight to fighters that really did not win a fight. And last night, Mikey Garcia thought that he had won the fight based on the fact that he was taking the fight to his opponent, based on the fact that he was applying pressure, but it wasn't effective pressure. And when he would have his opponent cornered against the ropes, guess what? Sandor Martin was also working against the rope. Sandor Martin was also punching effectively against the rope. Last night, the one we saw constantly landing right check hooks with straight left hands was Sandor Martin. The one we saw dancing around Mikey was Sandor Martin. But Mikey somehow he thought that he had done enough to convincingly win that fight. And that's just not the truth, guys. That's not true. Forget this whole thing that you've been hearing for years in the YTBC. Oh, well, he's the pressure fighter. He should have won. I want you to grab a wiper and just get that out of your head. Every time you see a fighter on his pedals and hitting effectively, and you see another fighter chasing, cutting the ring, cornering him, but not being as effective, you may not like it. You may not like it. But if you don't apply effective pressure, you don't win a fight if you're going based on the real rules of judging boxing. Professional boxing, that is, and even amateur boxing. You don't win fights like that. You don't win fights because you have a name and now you got a guy in front of you that's 1,001 underdog and you ain't got to do nothing. All you got to do is look like you're applying pressure, look like you're trying to take the fight to the guy. So therefore, the judges must give it to you. Last night, I only gave Mikey Garcia 2 rounds. 2 simple rounds. And I'm going to drop the link as soon as I decompress because I want to get your thoughts on this fight. I want to get your thoughts on the very next subject that we're going to talk about. So just hang tight with me for a minute. Last night, we saw Mikey Garcia that no longer is a fighter with the ability, mind you, I'm considering the fact that he had been on a 20-month layoff. I'm taking all of those factors into consideration. Okay, but I'm also remembering his last fight, that if you truly go back and look at it, now I know 98% of you are going to disagree with me on this one. If you truly go back and look at it, it should have been a draw. But the 2 knockdowns looked too good. And therefore, Mikey had to be the winner. But Jesse Vargas, in my opinion, did enough to draw that fight. If you truly go back and look at that fight, put it on mute, don't listen to the so-called boxing experts, put it on mute, judge that fight, that should have never, ever been a victory for Mikey. But again, sometimes you don't have to do much. This is the problem. Y'all remember Fury Wilder won. Just what did Wilder do? Wilder just won 2 rounds. But the knockdowns look too good. So let's give it a draw. I'm taking all of those factors into consideration, including last night's fight, to tell you Mikey Garcia is no longer a high-class fighter. Mikey Garcia, in my opinion, now is a fighter with name who should take advantage of his name. And if offer a big paycheck against a credible name his next fight, he should take it. And then if he keeps boxing, he's going to eventually become a stepping stone. Mikey got a full belly. But Mikey got a full belly. I'm not even hating on Mikey. I'm simply stating the facts. I'm stating the facts. He's got a full belly. He's got a full belly. He doesn't look like he trains hard. And I get it. He's never been the shredded fighter with the chiseled abs and none of that. I get that. But look, there's a difference in between being shredded and not being the shredded physique and being out of shape. You can be the guy without the genetics of looking shredded, but when people look at you, they see that dry body. Oh man, he looks dry. Oh yeah, he's flat, bro. Yeah, he lost that weight real good. He's in shape. I could tell he's in shape. And you come the very next day to the fight, rehydrated. Maybe you picked up 5, maybe 10, up to 15 pounds. It depends on how much you manage to rehydrate yourself. And you still look respectable. Last night, Mikey looked like, y'all remember in Nacho Libre, Chanchito? Y'all remember Chancho or Sancho? What was the name of the kid? Chancho. Y'all remember Chancho? Mikey Garcia looked like a miniature, like a mid-sized Chancho. His body looked round. He had that. He didn't have like love handles or nothing like that, but he just didn't look in that flat state, in that semi-flat state, in that body that just rehydrated from being super dry, very good shape. He didn't look like that last night. Last night, Mikey Garcia, in my opinion, didn't took it that serious. Mind you, not taking nothing away from Sandor. I still think the Sandor would have put up a hell of a fight, but maybe the fight could have been a little more competitive because, again, in my book, I only gave 2 rounds to Mikey Garcia. 2 rounds. But maybe Mikey would have taken this a little more serious. Maybe we would have had a better fight. Maybe we would have had more competition in that fight. Although I'm not taking nothing away from the fight. It was a pretty entertaining fight. It was a very good fight. But we've seen the last of Mikey Garcia as a credible fighter in the division in which he is as we speak. Yeah, I know Devin Haney wanted him. We already know that Devin Haney loves fighting them past prime fighters. We'll get to that in a second. But last night, Mr. Martin Sandor ruined the plans for the Haneys. You ain't going to cherry pick on this old buck. But I'm willing to bet you they might. And if I was Mikey Garcia, hell, I'll take the fight. The question is, should Mikey Garcia exercise some type of rematch with Mr. Sandor Martin? And the answer the Ranger will give you is no. It's too risky for his legacy. It's too risky for that last and final big payday. Again, I'm telling you, it does not matter if Mikey would have been in shape. What I saw last night from Sandor was a boxer that studied his opponent, a boxer that came in with a game plan, and a boxer that was very reactive and at times very proactive. And let's be real, Mikey has not looked good against southpaws. Anytime he faces a southpaw of courage, of any type of quality, it just does not look good. It just doesn't. And so that's why I'm saying it does not matter whether Mikey was in shape or not last night. He had a fighter in there that was ready for whatever Mikey had to bring to the table. He had a fighter in there that was very smart in interrupting Mikey from initiating anything. He had a fighter in there that, although was being backed into the ropes at times, knew how to leave himself enough real estate to have an escape route. And so I don't want to say Mike is this punching bag. That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying no longer that dangerous fighter in his way to greatness, in his way to holding the belts of the division. Nothing like that. I seriously doubt it. Let me go to the comments real quick. I seriously doubt it. Let's see. Boxing Yoda. What's up, man? If applying merciless, unrelenting pressure, you want to pull out your own hair. Pressure makes you a winning boxer. My ex-wife would be a boxing champ 7 days a week. I'm not I'm not gonna comment on that. Garcia is a B-level fighter at best. Facts. See, I could put him at a B, no longer A. Thank you for reminding me of that way of structuring it, because I don't want people to think he's a punching bag. He's just a B. He's no longer A. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Ariel Moises, for me, he's never has a higher level. I'm gonna respectfully kind of disagree with that. I mean, Mikey, when he was at his best, was a very methodical boxer, not a slickster. When I say boxer, I don't want you to put in your head a slickster. I don't want you to put in your head a Mayweather or none of this. That's not what makes a boxer. Yes, there are boxers like that, but I want you to get that image out of your head. What is a boxer? A boxer is a person that knows how to read the ring, a person that knows how to implement the key to open every single door in the house, the jab. A boxer that knows how to time his opponent really well. A boxer that has a very good, very well-educated 1-2 to open the door and bust through it, right? A boxer that knows how to use his leg, at least very decent. A boxer that's very decent in defense. That's what Mikey used to be. No longer is he that, though. He's no longer that. One of the best 1-2s in the game, for me, was thrown by Mikey Garcia, the A-level fighter. Down the pipe, not curved, down the pipe, creating an optical illusion. Let me move the mic. Creating an optical illusion. Boom, boom. You see the jab? Move the jab, boom, eat the right. That was Mikey. No longer does he possess that. No longer, in my opinion. Some of y'all might know more boxing than me. It might be like, this guy is tripping. He might be smoking something. Well, I don't smoke, but you get the point. Star Power Entertainment. Welcome once again. The most embarrassing thing is that he got schooled by a Spaniard, un español, taxi driver. Well, we're not going to call him a taxi driver. And he got schooled by a very decent up-and-coming boxer, regardless of who he's ever fought. Not only is this guy a boxer, this guy is also a soccer player. Not a professional level. He's a soccer player. Why am I telling you this? Because this guy is constantly in shape. This guy is constantly with a good amount of stamina left in him. Because this guy is not the type of boxer that gets fat and then goes into training camp to lose all this weight, to make weight, and then to start working on your game plan, and then work on your game plan while watching what you eat. And then, no, I guarantee you this guy, Sandor Martin, this guy doesn't even have a serious diet, because he's running every day. He's playing soccer every day. Then he's training in the gym. So he's probably consuming a lot less calories than what he's actually burning. Therefore, he stays in shape. I believe he's from Bilbao, Spain. I don't know. I will have to look into that. And if he's from Bilbao, then he's probably un hincha de Atlético de Bilbao. Let me see. Let me continue with it. All boys are different. Look, at David Benavides, he's 6'3", 168. He looks fat. He's not fat. I know what you're saying, right? But that's exactly what I mean when it comes to Mikey Garcia. Even when he's in shape, he was never the type that was shredded. His genetics did not allow him to look like that. But in Benavidez' case, with the exception of one time, even though he's not shredded, he comes in weight. He comes in and you can tell he's in shape, right? Mikey Garcia last night did not look like that. Y'all got to chill with that. Mikey Garcia has a dad body. Yeah. They call it like that. Robert Guerra, totally agree. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Joe Lopez, 40 ounce. Why look shredded when there are tacos to eat? Hey, tacos, chilaquiles, sope, carne asada, all of that good stuff. Let me start dropping the link. And actually, no, I'm going to hold on the link. And I'm going to switch to the next subject here in a few minutes. And once I switch on once I finish with the next subject, I'll drop the link. I'll get some of y'all in here. And then we'll discuss your thoughts in regards to this drama in the sport of boxing. Should Mikey exercise a rematch? Not in my opinion. No way in hell. Stay away from Sandor. Sandor's got his number. Go back and look at the fight. Maybe you can see the fight better now. Go back and look at the fight. Look at how this kid controlled the center of the ring. Look at how this kid just had an answer for anything Mikey Garcia had to do. Look at how he interrupted Mikey Garcia when Mikey Garcia was trying to start a setup for something. He was constantly interrupting it because he knew what was getting ready to happen. Look at how he was being backed into the ropes, but he consciously went to the ropes, and knowing that he had to leave himself an out, he was always successful at getting out of the ropes. Sometimes without punching, sometimes after a few punches, sometimes with just a check right hook. I want you to look at that fight. And then you tell me if it's even worth getting in shape to fight again against this guy. No. No, it's too risky for the legacy, and it's too risky for that big or last big paycheck. Tyco TV, that fight was supposed to be at 140, and they had to do a catchweight at 145. Why? Because of that, bud. Because of Garcia. I guarantee you Martin would have been in shape. I guarantee you that. Pound for pound. Mikey should have stayed at 35. He should have, but then the food is too good, right? He should have, but he's too comfortable, right? So when you take all of those things into consideration, man, that's what I'm saying. Hungry fighters are no longer great fighters unless you're just obsessed about greatness. Unless you're just obsessed of making the big dollars by remaining undefeated, by remaining as a credible 8-level opponent. Yeah, you may never control the boxing game, but you're so hot that you're still getting them big paychecks. You're still getting them big paychecks. I think Mikey ain't devoted to boxing anymore. He's over it. I think he's over boxing. He may not be over the paychecks. And that's why I think that what you're getting ready to see from Mikey from now on, you guys are not going to like. I guarantee you that. Now, I don't want to see Mikey versus Davis or any of the young fighters. Me neither, but get ready because it's going to happen because Mikey's got a name. And since Mikey's got a name, Mikey's going to be used and Mikey's going to be paid. I think last night he brought in $1.5 million. Sandor Martinez made $150,000. Look at the difference in pay. Now, I hope in the next fight, Sandor Martinez makes at least $500,000. At least. But is that realistic? Maybe not. Maybe not. But I'm just hoping that the fighter makes his money. Mikey should stick to the business and go away from boxing. Yeah, he wants that big payday, though. He wants that big payday. He was never a big Mikey fan. Not a lot of people. Mikey ended Mikey's career. Yeah, he is responsible for his own career. Let's switch to the next topic. Ladies and gentlemen, last night, the drama was reignited when it came to the whole ordeal of the most avoided fighter in boxing. The one that everybody ducks. The one whose father goes around like a butterfly throughout the white TBC, spewing all kinds of narratives, all kinds of lies, but we got his number. Last night, Teofimo Lopez, the takeover, came face to face with Devin Haney. And we all know it's time to work the camera, guys, because what you saw last night was more working the cameras than actual anything else. Now, y'all probably gonna say I'm gonna be biased towards Lopez. You will be within your right to think so. I can't change the way you think. Dissecting the lies, though. We're here to crack the lies. And you can choose to accept what we have to say, or if you feel comfortable navigating in the sea of lies, brother, I want you to be comfortable. Do your thing. Do your thing. Think about this for a second. I want you to track with me. I want you to follow me for a second. Last night, there was the whole sign the contract. When we're going to make this fight? Why don't you sign the contract? Why don't you this and why don't you that? But ladies and gentlemen, the problem we're having with all of this, the lies of the Haneys is, one, we already seen the Haneys lie to our faces talking about they wanting all these fighters, calling them out publicly, when in reality, they already have a fight lined up. Lined up. Under the table without telling people, just to make themselves look like they're being avoided out there by other fighters. Think about it. We've seen the Haneys confronting the WBC president, El Señor Mauricio Suleiman, and Mr. Suleiman telling them, bro, wait a minute. You ain't fighting Lopez or Lomachenko because you didn't petition them. You petitioned to fight somebody else. No. It wasn't that Bill Haney heard it from another channel. No, Suleiman told him this to his face in an interview. I believe it was Barbershop Connection or Conversation or Connection, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We even seen when this guy's interviewed at Bob Arum and Bill Haney was there, because they always trying to set up Bill Haney. They always trying to make Devin Haney look like he's the guy looking for the smoke and everybody else got a smoke mask on. They don't want Haney smoke, right? And this so-called bosses, because they say that they bosses, that they free agents, that they call this the shots. This so-called bosses Bill Haney try to talk to Bob Arum, and Bob Arum tells the dude, I don't talk to you. I talk to Eddie Hearn, but you're welcome to stay in line and listen to the phone call. Bam! What happened to the free agents? What happened to the bosses? You got no power here, bruh. Another lie that you've been caught on. Listen to what Lopez tells Haney. He says, sign the contract. You didn't show up to the contract. What does they mean? What do they mean? Allegedly, I will say, because the news was not told to me. I heard this. I think it was a Punch channel. Allegedly, Bill calls Punch and tells him, I think, that there's going to be a meeting where they're supposed to meet with Bob Arum so they can sign the contract to get the Teofimo Lopez fight. Right? DHP, Devin Haney Promotion, which I think is a ghost company, my theory. It's not a fact. Don't sue me. My theory, I think, as a person that knows nothing about boxing, my theory is that this is a ghost company. A tax avenue, maybe. Just a theory, not a fact. A company without power. A company that, in my opinion, is not doing what it takes to keep the fight relevant. Bob Arum says, bro, I'm not even going to talk to you. You nothing. Get out the way. I'm talking to your real boss, Eddie Hearn, but you're welcome to stay and listen to the conversation. That's exactly what we mean when we say these people know how to manipulate the narrative in the YTBC. They go around, Bill Haney goes around, dropping a little bit of cheddar from time to time on certain channels, and we know that to be a fact. We know that to be a fact that some of these channels are being incentivized by you, Bill Haney. We know that to be a fact, Bill Haney. These people, they want to work the camera. So Teofimo was like, why didn't you sign the contract? Because as I was saying, they were supposed to meet to sign the contract, and the day came and they never showed up because Bob was going to lowball us. Well, you know what a negotiation is? That's exactly what's supposed to be happening in a negotiation. You lowball me, I will up my ball and tell you exactly what I'm looking for. And then if we don't reach an agreement, at least I showed up. At least I showed up. I'm going to tell you how Lopez last night broke these people. I'm going to tell you how Lopez last night exposed the way boxing is being looked at with a simple comment. A simple comment that led young Devin Haney to expose the mentality that they have. The mentality not of a great fighter looking for greatness. Watch this. They don't show up to the meeting. So obviously, that's a duck, if you ask me. That's a duck. Suleiman said, yo, you haven't petitioned for damn Devin, for Lopez. You ain't petitioned for no Loma. You petitioned for somebody else. I mean, let's think about it for a second. What is Devin Haney's best win? Linares, old Linares, but decent fight. A fight where he danced a little salsa at the end. And after that, what? Gamboa? Are you serious? What is Lopez's last 3 fights? Do we even have to go into that? It's greatness. It's a fighter chasing greatness. That's the difference here. And Lopez knows he's the great one. Haney is just the one with the silver spoon. And Lopez, in another section of the interview, when they're standing with Maddox and Mora, he tells Devin Haney the truth. He's like, bro, I keep you relevant. You need me to stay relevant. What? You need me to stay relevant. That's what Lopez told Devin Haney. And you know what? It's a fact. You know why it's a fact? Do you give, when we talk about Devin Haney, the next step for Devin Haney is to just fight for greatness, fight for all the belts, become the man. Who's got it? Who's got it? It's Lopez. When you talk about Devin Haney, if he wants to own the division, he's got to fight the man who fought the man and defeated the man. It's Lopez. When you talk about young Devin Haney, he's most mentioned when he gets mixed in with Lopez. Look how many views all them videos got in less than 24 hours. Look how many views they got. He tells him, bro, you need me. You need to chase me. Why? Because I got the belts that you need to be the man. And you know what Devin Haney's answer to that was, bro? Y'all ready for this, man? This boy had the audacity. This boy had the audacity to say, how are you keeping me relevant? How do I need you, bro? I got more followers than you. You see the difference? Greatness. I want Comey. I want Nakatani. I want Lomachenko. No, but you're going to lose money. I don't care. I lose money. I want Lomachenko. Right? And the other one, I got more followers than you. Give me Gamboa. Give me Linares. I got more followers in Instagram than you. I got more followers in Twitter than you. That's what keeps you relevant. Relevancy comes based on how many followers you got in Instagram and in Twitter, or relevancy in the game of boxing should be the guy with the belts, should be the guy owning the division, should be the guy everybody wants to fight, not just to make money, but to be the owners of the division. That's the difference in mentality between these two fighters. And of course, the crowd is always going to work the camera. Hey, man, he's scared, dog. That beep, beep, beep. All kinds of curse words and calling all kinds of names. But at the end of the day, they never produced the answer as to why they never showed up to sign the damn contract. And I liked the fact that his real boss, Eddie Hearn, had to step in once again, making it obvious and clear that he's the one in charge. He had to step in to calm the waters, to try to reach an agreement. He had the audacity to tell Bill Haney over there talking about, are you coming to the zone? I thought y'all was bosses. I thought you guys were bosses. A boss moves around however he wants. A free agent moves around however he wants. If his fighter, his next opponent is a top rank, I'm going to top rank for one fight deal to get that guy. And then if it's a PBC, I'm going to PBC to get that guy. And then if we got to come back to the zone, we come back to the zone. But last night, they showed us once again that DHP has really no power, in my opinion. No power. And so right now, of course, after this little back and forward, we're back to ground zero. We're back to ground zero. Eddie Hearn talking about, let's make the fight happen. Hold on. Lopez just got into a relationship with a new network. The one that needs the other is Devin Haney is the one that needs Lopez, not the other way around. And if Haney is a boss, if DHP is a free agent, why is it that Eddie Hearn has to intervene in cutting a deal? Could it be that a promoter only intervenes to cut a deal with a fighter that belongs to him? I'm just asking questions because I'm Mr. Know Nothing about boxing. I'm going to be dropping the link in a little bit, guys. Give me a few minutes and y'all can jump in here with me and share your thoughts because I'm very interested to hear that. Could it be that if I'm promoting a fighter and that fighter wants to fight, because I'm promoting him, I'm the one with the rights to step in and negotiate a fight for him? I'm just asking some simple question to which there should be no problem in me receiving an answer. Why does Lopez has to go to the zone to fight Haney? Why Mr. Free Agent, Mr. Boss, Mr. I Call the Shots, Devin Haney, the guy that wants to be great, forgets about his Instagram followers and heads on over to Mr. Bob Arum, sits down with him, be like, yo, what do we got to do to make this fight? Because I got enough room in my closet. I got enough room in my shoulders to carry all them belts he's got. So what do we have to do? But the money's too good. And the hype is too great. And the fact that we can take advantage of the dumbness of how dumb some people are, we're gonna still go out there like a butterfly, like a bee, from flower to flower, from YTBC, from YouTube channel to YouTube channel, spreading our narrative. And if one doesn't want to cooperate, hey man, let me slip you a little something. Ain't that right, Bill Haney? But there are some channels that won't sell themselves, regardless of how much money you offer. There are some channels out here that will not sell themselves, Mr. Bill Haney. Keep your Instagram message to yourself. You ain't got to send them. Just keep them. Because some channels out here just rather have 5 subscribers, but tell the truth and live with a conscience that is clean when it comes to this game. Some channels out here have grown tremendously without your help. So you can keep buying these outlets to keep spreading your little narrative, but the truth is coming out little by little. And eventually, I'm not saying your son's going to lose to Lopez, but we'll never know unless your son and you grow enough of this and say, yo, give me what you got to give me. I don't care. Let's sign this and give me this fool. I got to take his belts. We'll never know. So I don't want to keep hearing about, they ducking us. We're the most avoided fighter. We pulled up on them. You saw us. We pulled up on them. I don't give a damn about none of that. Words are mute in comparison to actions. When I see Bill Haney doing all that little theatrical shows around the YouTube boxing community, it reminds me of a chihuahua barking behind a fence. So Lopez right now, he ain't got to even react. He doesn't have to react. Unless that chihuahua steps on the other side of the fence and says, bro, how we going to do this? Yeah, there's no fence now. Let's choose this. How we doing this? But as long as you over there barking at the zone with your real bosses, the zone, Mr. Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, long as you over there and I'm over here and I'm the guy you need to be great, if you want to be great, that's the question, then you're the one that got to come to me, brother. Simple as that. Just as simple as that. I do give credit last night to Haney, to Eddie Hearn, the boss, for something though. Last night, they put Jojo Diaz between a sword and a wall. No escape. I remember Jojo Diaz posting talking about, for all you fools that thought I was gonna make more money fighting Devin Haney than I would fighting Ryan Garcia, y'all was wrong. Well, Ryan is out, and last night Eddie Hearn said, "Bro, we gonna match the offer. We're gonna match everything. And if you don't fight Devin Haney, that means you're not even sure you can beat Devin Haney. That's what you're supposed to do to promote your fighter, Eddie Hearn. That fighter that says he's a free agent. That fighter that says he's a boss, a shot caller. That's what you do as a promoter. You promote your fighter. Now we just have to see if Mr. Jojo Diaz replies to the challenge. And if I was Jojo Diaz, I'd take that fight. Because Jojo Diaz is the guy calling all kinds of B word to all kinds of fighters. And now he's being put in the spotlight. And so now it's time to get the job done. They've matched the offer. Take that money, take that fight, and go on in there and prove what you're made out of. Or I'll play Eddie Hearn's game here for a minute. That means you may not even be sure if you can beat Haney. And you might say, well, why can't you say the same thing about Lopez? Because it's not the same case. Lopez is the one, according to the WBC, petitioning for Devin Haney. Top Rank is the one petitioning a meeting to sign a contract to make the fight happen, and DHP are the ones turning the meeting down. And so I can't say the same thing about Lopez. I just can't. I just can't. I'm going to drop the link, guys. Come on in, whoever wants to come in. So with that being said, guys, I do give credit to Haney. I do give credit to Eddie Hearn last night for putting JoJo against the rope. And nothing's guaranteed. I'm not saying that because they did this little move, they're going to beat JoJo Diaz. Absolutely not. I'm simply saying this is how you corner a fighter, eliminate excuses to make the fight happen. This is how you play the psychological game. This is how you play against the fighter's pride. This is how you play against the fighter's reputation. This is what you're supposed to do to make a fight happen. Tony Boswell's here says, Devin better not sleep on JoJo. Experience will play a big part in this fight. Devin hasn't had a dogfight. JoJo will see if he has the grit. I agree. That's why it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, in my opinion, that JoJo Diaz is even going to win this fight. What is going on, Drew?
What's up?
Doing all right, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Let me get caught up with these comments real quick. Boxing Yoda. I think Eddie Hearn wants to make big fights because he has promised the zone that he can put big fights on their platforms. You know, I like Eddie Hearn as a promoter. I've said it on all the platforms. To me, he's one of my favorite promoters. To me, I like the way he carries himself, but he should start delivering in that promise, in my opinion. You know, so Shoe Shine Boxing in the building. What's going on, brother? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, brother. Let's see what he's got to say. The Teofimo Haney beef got a lot of buzz for those two to fight already. I agree. Major Key Boxing. Everybody go subscribe to Major Key Boxing, Shoe Shine, man. All of this are great channels, man. Go get it. Go get it. Boxing Yoda. JoJo is hungry. Very hungry. The question is, if this two fight, is JoJo gonna bring the dog out, or is JoJo gonna get comfortable in the money? That's what I'm questioning. Drew, talk to me, man. What's up with you?
You know, when it comes to 135, I think all these young guys are a joke. Like all they do to each other is just talk. It's just that's all they do is talk. Like and tell you the truth, Teofimo is part of it too. He talks a lot too. Like I tell you the truth, at this whole circus this year with the Cambosis fight and everything, man. Like I think some fans turn on Teofimo during this time, even though it's mainly Trilla's fault for the delays and everything and the postponements. But tell you the truth, if you really wanted to fight the Cambosis fight right away, right, you would have took the October 2nd fight instead of saying, oh, let's move it to the 16th. But at the end of the day, his dad shook Bob Elm's hand and Lomachenko's manager on national TV, promising that Teofimo will fight Lomachenko again. And then a couple weeks later, he said, I'm not fighting him, I'm moving on. So you actually made your dad look like a liar and an ass. But like Devin Haney, they say they say BS all the time. Like everybody's trying to avoid him. But here's the thing. When he tried to call Lomachenko out again on Twitter, Lomachenko replied and said, how about you step into my office and let's make this fight happen since you want to talk so much and everything. After that, Devin Haney didn't reply back. They didn't say nothing about it because you didn't expect Loma to reply to him. And already, this reply with Jojo Diaz came right before Devin and Teal. This confrontation happened last night. Oh, I promise you I'll fight Haney on December 3rd and everything. So this is again, Devin Haney potentially has a fight already, and he's trying to call somebody else out and everything.
It might be.
Yeah, so I'm like, you can't exclude the 2 million Twitter followers or Instagram followers of Ryan Garcia, Mr. I pull out of anything. Like, tell you the truth, I pull out anything. I know I'm not going to have another kid again because I know I'm going to pull out of that and everything. Excuse it, but at the end of the day, he just pulled out a Jojo Diaz fight.
Yeah. Now the question I have to ask is, because I haven't seen any pictures and nothing, how legit is the hand injury though? Because if it's a legit hand injury, I mean, you got to pull out, regardless whether people call you a duck. It does not matter. You have to pull out. So I have not followed up on it. So I don't know how legit the hand injury is. I don't know if he's already had surgery. I don't even know what the injury was. I just know what we all were told, that he had a hand injury. He had to pull out. Huh?
Still a mystery.
Still a mystery. Well, we'll have to wait, and I'll wait before I draw my conclusion on that. But I am kind of disappointed as well. There for a second, I'm like, damn, this kid. First was the mental issues. Okay, I get it. You got to fix that. Now it's the hand injury. I don't know. Then you got to put together the fact that in the past he said about retiring early, becoming a model. He's got 10 million followers in YouTube. He's making millions of dollars in YouTube alone. He's bringing in over $3.9 million in his clothing line. He's bringing in over $2.2 million in his sunglasses. He's bringing all his money, and you're like, is he really wanting to keep fighting?
Well, here's the thing. I really think since he got locked down by Luke Campbell, a guy that doesn't really have that much power and everything, people are really thinking, like, does he really want to fight again?
Yeah.
But at the same time, Devin Haney, him calling himself the most avoided boxer in boxing, I think it's a little BS, because tell you the truth, your last fight, everybody seen how to beat, like saw you a little bit of almost knocked out. Yeah. And what you did was literally held a guy like at WWE for over a round and a half, and the referee didn't warn you not once. And that's the only thing that protected you.
Yeah. I'm posting a poll right here real quick.
Hold on a second. Somebody knocked on my door. I'm going to go off camera.
Okay, I got you. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still kind of questioning Garcia's hand injury, to be honest with you. Just a minute here. I'm questioning Garcia's hand injury. I'm not going to say he's lying. I'm not going to say that he's ducking JoJo. That's not what I'm saying by any means. But it's like, man, how many times do we have to hear about you pulling out for some reason? For some reason. Last time we saw you was against Luke Campbell a long time ago. Long time ago. You had us hyped, and I don't want to make this about Ryan Garcia, but he brought it up. We're going to touch on it a little bit. You see here, Teofimo beats Loma already. Beaten Loma already. I would like to see Teofimo against some other elite fighter before seeing Teo and Loma again. I want to see Teo against Tank. Oof, that'd be a hell of a fight. The question is, does Mr. Puppet Master Mayweather want that fight to happen? And the answer is, me without being a mind reader, is hell to the no. Because that's another fighter that's not looking for greatness. That's a fighter that's looking for a big bank account. Why? He's being instructed by Money Mayweather. Not Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather, the guy that fought anybody, wherever, whenever he's being instructed and managed and handled by Mr. Money Mayweather. And they making money moves without risks. Financially, I get it. But don't come out here talking about you the greatest thing, because you're not. You just not. Shushan Basi, getting your face punched in would be last on my list. Choice if I had to. Other options to be rich. Hey, and that's the very thing I question. That's why I question his hunger for success in boxing, because this kid makes too much money outside of boxing. He's got the money maker, right? And with that being said, is he really still interested in fighting? And I just don't know. I just don't know. I'd rather see Navarrete and Joet do a rematch than Loma and hey, that was a war. Congrats to Navarrete though. Congrats to Navarrete. That was a war. That was a war. Tyco TV. I think Ryan is just trying to get himself in a big payday fight. Is he trying to get himself in a big payday fight and then call it quits? Is he still trying to gather the confidence? What is he doing is my question. What is up with this kid is my question. So I don't know what to say. If Ryan is crying a wolf, why would any other superstar bother signing a deal with him with his history to cancel? You know why? Because they're still fresh. The mental thing is not something that, how can I put this without sounding like I don't care, because mental issues are a real damn thing. It's too fresh. They maybe not realizing that maybe this kid doesn't want to fight anymore. I personally see the signs, and I still doubt that he wants to continue to fight. I agree with that previous comment that he's looking for a big payday. And in my opinion, if he gets that big payday, I wouldn't be surprised to see him hang the gloves after that. It wouldn't surprise me, like at all. At all. What's up, man? What's up, Lopez? Let's see. Robert Guerra. It's very disappointing how 2021 has honed for Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia. A year without boxing is bad for younger fighters. We don't need any more Andre or, hey, man, you said it best. We don't need none of that junk. We don't need, but you know what though? You know what? This is when the business side of boxing interrupts a whole lot the actual growth of a fighter. This is, I mean, there's no other way of putting it. Negotiations going wrong and this and that without a certain authority that says, listen, you got until this day to fight either this, or I'm stripping the titles from you. If you had organizations that stuck to the rules, we wouldn't have this. Forget the negotiations. Yeah, negotiations will take place. But knowing that you're about to lose your belt if you don't get this fight done, knowing that you're about to lose your status if you don't get this fight done, I guarantee you it will rush for negotiations. It will force you into making a deal one way or another. But that's not what we're seeing here. Now, Drew Evo, back to what you were saying. In regards to the Lopez thing, bro, let me ask you a question. If Lomachenko would have beaten Lopez, would Lomachenko given Lopez a rematch?
If he would have beat him easily, no. And he shouldn't give him a rematch if he beat him easily.
I think even if he would have been a close fight, he would have not given him a rematch.
Thing is, man, if it's
did he ever give what's his face name? I don't remember. That's why I'm asking. Salido a rematch? I don't remember. Was there ever a rematch there?
Well, Salido beat Lomachenko.
Was there a rematch?
No, because Salido retired.
He retired like a year and a half after that. After that fight,
but he hasn't
not immediately.
He hasn't fought since that Lomachenko fight.
But that's what I'm saying. would there have been a rematch? I don't think there would have been a rematch if Lomachenko would have beaten. And my issue with the Lopez is my same issue with the Haneys. Tell your parents to shut the hell up. Period. They don't need to be out here cutting deals if they not the promoters.
Yeah.
They don't need to be out here talking about, can I go get $4 million from DAZN then? Go get it. We'll do it. Shut up. That's not official. That's not real. All that does is drives the hype up, false expectations, fight doesn't happen, and we continue on this drama. I want to see the fathers reflecting what's actually going on, if legally possible, in between both companies, in between both fighters. That's it. I'm tired of hearing Bill Haney talking about they're the most avoided fighters. I'm tired of hearing all this junk. I just save it. We've already exposed Bill Haney, mainly Punch. We've just done our little parts here and there. We've already exposed all of these people. We've already caught them on their lies. We already caught them on their lies. So we don't need to continue to go down this rabbit hole. People today are a little shy, man. They're not coming in.
Well, I'm going to get off real quick.
You do your thing, brother, man. Hey, thank you for joining in. I'm going to be flipping out of here pretty soon if people don't start calling in.
All right, thank you.
Hey, thanks for coming in, brother.
No problem.
But yeah, man, it seems like the fathers are getting more action and more exposures than the actual fighters themselves. Is it just me? I don't know, maybe it's me. Maybe this is the right thing to do. I just don't like it. I ain't down with that. I'm just not. Let me continue on with the comments here. Robert, agree. We saw last night what happened when a 30-something fighter takes 20 months off. Correct, man. Rust. Yeah, this fighter should fight 2 or 3 times a year. I say at least twice a year. At least twice a year. Chad Pettis, what is going on, my brother?
What up, Ranger? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Just here, just listening to the show, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
It's a great show, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So, man, honestly, it's really just the condition of boxing, bro. It's what the fans allow these fighters to get away with. That's what it is, man. That's why a fight like Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury can get just under 600,000 pay-per-view buys, according to Iola. So
wow, that's all he brought in.
Yeah, 600,000. Yeah, that's what they were.
Wow.
The digital sales, and that was a majority of the sales. So it might hit maybe 700, maybe if they're lucky, but yeah.
That's still low though. That's still low for this fight.
Yeah, but again, man, the damage is done to boxing, man. Right now, boxing actually, I think, needs these YouTubers, man, to bring more lifetime of sport. Just being honest, man, because they can get 1.2 mil pay-per-view buys on a
that sucks
fight because you're going to get entertainment. Like they're going to go in there and they're going to fight. It sucks, but I mean, man, people are tired of this game of like playing politics, bro. We see enough politics out in the world. Why do we need to see it in sports too? It's really annoying, bro. Like that's why I really think that people think boxing is dead. Like any one of my friends tell me the same thing. Like boxing's dead. Boxing's dead. Well, to an extent, it kind of is. If we don't have these great fights that we're supposed to see when we're supposed to see them, like, man, I love Floyd, man. I think he's the best boxer, one of the best boxers to ever live. But man, he did create a culture in our sport that has been of detriment to us. And man, I love Floyd. I really do. I think he does a lot of good things. He's with charity and stuff like that. Like outside of boxing, love that dude. Like, I think he's a good dude, but man, all these fighters just took the easy route of like, I want the money first without, and not taking damage and just protecting the zero. It's just, there's not a lot of fighters out there. And then a fighter like JoJo, right, who's got a loss on his record, becomes, tainted goods. I honestly think that there was, in Ryan's eyes, not saying that the hand injury isn't real, but like there's a lot of risk and not a lot of reward to beating a guy like JoJo. I just feel like that's the culture we've created in boxing, and it's really killed a lot of the fans that were holding on, and people were going to UFC. And I think that with this Deontay Wilder fight and Tyson Fury, if we can build off of that momentum as a sport and stop thinking as more politics first, like, man, they're on the other side of the street with PBC and blah blah, like all these racist things too, like in the mix of it all, like they're defending, like people are defending PBC, and same thing for like Top Rank and different things like that. There's these little silos that we create in boxing, and we're not unified, and without unity we fall, right? So
yeah,
I think we see that in boxing today is like, man, all we want is good fights, man. I don't care what it takes. I don't care what a person's getting paid. If it's worth the money, cool. But again, we have a sport that doesn't have a commission. Like it really doesn't. So it's like it's a money grab every time. It's cashing out as much as you can. And so you see a lot of fights priced out. You see a lot of fights not happening again because of the promotions, man. So
yeah.
It's a lot of that, man.
And so I ran a poll earlier saying, is Ryan Garcia's hands injuries legit? And I had 14 votes because I ran it really short. And man, surprisingly, it's 50-50, bro.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how many people actually think this kid is faking a hand injury. Now, I'm not going to subscribe to saying he's faking it, but I do have doubts. I just want to say that out there. I do have doubts. Usually when a fighter has to pull out because of an injury, you see them having the surgery. You saw Lomachenko. You saw Manny Pacquiao. You've seen all these fighters that has had to have some type of surgery. They immediately posting it, right? It serves to keep their name clean, right? I haven't seen nothing from Ryan Garcia, and if there is something out there and I haven't seen it, forgive me. But oof.
Yeah, I think he tweeted something out that he would
tweet it. I thought he had closed his Twitter.
I can't remember.
Or Instagram, you mean?
Yeah,
I can't hear you.
We'll try it again.
All right, he dropped off. Let me keep on rolling with the comments here while he calls back in. I hear you, guest speaker. My teenager son, who has only a passing interest in boxing, always asks me to buy this Paul Brothers and YouTubers fights. I was surprised to learn that he knows who Ryan is. And that's because Ryan is also a YouTuber. Ryan is a YouTuber. So as much as I hate to agree with chat on this one, because I do hate it, I got to be real with you. I'm not paying for no YouTubers fight. Haven't done it. Not going to do it. Just not. I'm just not. I'm not even going to pay for the Paul Brothers, whatever his name is, versus Fury's fight. I don't care. Now, if he beats this Fury kid, although that this Fury kid is nothing, then I can start growing a little bit of respect because he's actually fighting an actual professional fighter. Now, mind you, Fury may not be nothing, but Paul is also nothing. He doesn't have an amateur background. He doesn't have a professional record that you can say, well, he's got some professional experience. No, because he's fought nothing but ex-basketball players and old punching bags from the MMA world. So if he beats this guy, then I'll be like, all right, man. All right, I'm going to start looking at you. But as of now, I'm just not. What's up, Goto? What's up, my brother? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. But yeah, man, I hate to say I agree, but I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one, man. I the fact that YouTubers are the one carrying the sport of boxing in their shoulders, the fact that they're the ones bringing in 1 million pay-per-view sales, it's mind-boggling to me. It really is. I don't know what drives people to want to buy it. Maybe I can't find an answer for it. Because say I follow Chad Pettis, right?
Right.
Yeah, Chad Pettis is my dude. I follow him. I'm one of his subscribers. He's not a real fighter. Tomorrow he's gonna box. If it was free, hell yeah, I watch it. But if Chad tells me, hey, I'm gonna box, and guess what? I'm gonna charge you, I don't know, $30, $40, $50 to watch it. I'll be like, hell to the no. You let me know if you won or you lost, right? But no, these guys are selling out the venues. These guys are selling out the pay-per-views. And I'm like, oh, I can't stand that. But unfortunately, this is where it's going. And there's no way to stop it unless all these fighters stop being Instagram stars, Twitter handlers, unless these fighters start taking control of their careers and put pedal to the metal. It's a sport that I don't know, man. Tommy Fury may not be good, but I believe he is a UK reality TV star. Oh, so there you have it. There you have it. Well, Tyson Fury said he'll have to change his damn name if he loses to that Paul kid. And I like to think Fury is not messing around.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is like, if you're going to use Instagram and Twitter and all that, like, use it to your benefit. Use it to your sports benefit. I feel like the mentality is I'm going to use boxing as long as I can and leave it with nothing. Like I feel like Mayweather kind of did that. He's money grabbing and stuff like that towards the end of his career. But man, give something back to the sport that has put food on your table. Like it just doesn't. It's not about the fans. They may say it's about the fans, but it's really not. Because if it was, then we would have gotten Terrence Crawford, Spence by now. We would have gotten all these great fights that could have happened. It's just we wait them out, and then we're all disappointed because it didn't come out the way they were supposed to. That's why the Deontay Wilder and I keep on going back to that fight, Wilder versus Fury. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
like that's a big deal for us fans.
I mean, think about it. And I'm sorry to cut you off, but think about it. Just to kind of subscribe to what you're saying. Think about the atmosphere that was in that fight created. Think about how here at the YTBC we all started talking about it. Think about how I got co-workers. They were like, Ranger, did you see that Tyson Fury fight? I'm like, yeah. Man, that kid can hit. And these people don't know a damn thing about boxing.
Right.
But they heard about that fight. And guess what? They looked at it. That's why I'm shocked that it was only 600,000 views. That's crazy. Because digital doesn't necessarily translate to worldwide buys, I don't know if the UK numbers have came in or not, but
it was in regards to like digital platform sales. So like you bought it on an app, you bought it online, you watched it on your computer, laptop, things like that. Like that's where those numbers came in, and they were saying that the majority of the pay-per-view buys were from digital platforms.
Wow.
And so for me, this could be a discouragement to those promoters who want to do cross promotion for big fights, that because the fight turned out so well. I think most people going into the fight were just like, Fury's going to piece him up like he did last time, which he still really outboxed him, did great. It just turned out to be a better fight than most anticipated. So I think that's where it kind of comes in, is like, it may convince some of these promoters to, okay, well, let's not continue to cross promote because we're losing dollars, to do this. And, it's not worth the reward that we're getting, if we're going to put on a great fight like this. But lose our heads when it comes to the money, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Look at this comment, man. Yoda, boxing Yoda, bro. You said something that's a fact. You said something that's a fact. I'm not sure why, but British youth are always more into boxing than American youth. American youth need to start watching boxing to keep it alive here in the US. And that is a fact. And it's crazy because this youth find actually a balance between soccer and boxing. And you look at Old Trafford Stadium, you look at Manchester City games, you look at all of these soccer stadiums, they're packed to the gills. You look at boxing events in England, packed to the gills. America, we need YouTubers to pack the stadiums.
That says a lot about America in general. We're one of the fattest countries in the world, right?
Correct.
And what do people, if you ask kids nowadays, what do you aspire to be? I want to be a YouTuber. That's the answer. So it's really a product of our culture, the culture that we've created. Parents handing their phones over to their kids and saying, here, watch YouTube or do this. Like, they're not handing them a baseball anymore. They're not handing them boxing gloves. They're not handing them a basketball, really. Like, for a lot of kids, it's tougher for them to be active nowadays, because they want to sit there in front of the games. And I see that. That's true. But again, it's the identity stuff too. I mean, I
remember this was in Cuba, not here, because my father is in Cuba. But I remember when we used to put the gloves in the block and go at it with the other kids.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember that. I ain't never seen that in America. It's too violent. It's too violent. I remember that. And you go to Cuba, boxing is a religion. It's not a sport. It's a religion. And again, even till today, you go around and you still see kids in the block putting their hands together, going at it for bragging rights in the block to see who's the kid that controls the block. And you see the parents gathering around and enjoying these kinds of things. You do that here, they will consider it some type of abuse. But you have to start planting a seed in the kid to guide him in whichever kind of way. It's kind of like the Proverbs 22:6, you guide the kid in the way he should go, and even when he grows old, he shall not depart. Mm-hmm. That's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man, but I really liked that comment from Boxing Yoda because it's the truth. You look at these British teenagers, man, they all over boxing. All over boxing. They all over soccer. All over it. Whatever kind of sport they playing, they support it. But here, we're kind of busy, aren't we? We're kind of busy with this, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
We want to see what Kim Kardashian has to say about a lipstick. We want to see why such and such went to whatever red carpet with a trash bag in his head. Who gives a damn?
Yep.
Who gives a damn?
The fastest lifestyle is going to YouTube to get those things.
American kids love baseball, football, and basketball. Sort of, yeah. Sort of. And you know why, Shoe Shine? Because to play football, well, not so much football. To play basketball, to play baseball, you ain't gotta get hurt. You ain't gotta. You're not exposed, or you're not forced to pull your testicular fortitude out. Excuse the French. Hey, bro, I remember putting the gloves on as a little kid in the block. It was nerve-wracking. And you saw the other kid next to you, and you over there standing in that dirt, and you hear all the neighbors, "Ale, métele, métele." And you're like, damn, if I don't hit him, he's going to hit me. And then you get hit, and then you hit, and you explore, and you find something new about yourself. You're like, oh, shoot. Oh, he hit me. I'm going to hit him. And then you win a fight, and you're like, yeah, I can get used to this. And then you become a boxer, right? Or you may not become a good boxer, but now you're in love with the sport. But guess what? Playing basketball is easy. It's still a sport. It's still a beautiful sport. It's still a talent. Playing baseball is easy. It's still also a very good talent. Very beautiful sport. But I'm talking about go out there and show me what you got. Be a little rough around the edges. And this goes for boys or girls. Girls are warriors. Girls give us sometimes more actions than some of the guys. That's why I always think it's a shame that women's boxing doesn't get as much attention, but it has to start with the women. And I can do this video on some other day. I do have to do this video, as a matter of fact. But man, I just think that I don't know if we ever here in America, we ever gonna find the key, the formula to revive boxing without the need for some video gamer in YouTube, some vlogger in YouTube. You know, I just don't know, chat. And it scares me, to be honest with you. Let me see. British youth talk boxing the way Americans talk football. Very interesting way to put it. Tycho TV, slap boxing and fighting with or without gloves was heavy when I was growing up. I don't think it's like that anymore. That's what I'm saying, bruh. I don't think it's like that anymore either. I don't think it's like that anymore. At least here. I know down in Cuba, it's still like that. I don't know if in Mexico is, but it might be. If I had to take a guess, I think Mexico still does it like that too. You know what I mean? Let's see. That's true. 100. No lies. Best American boxers from rough upbringing. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. Boxing Yoda. American moms think boxing is violent. Hey, man, you gonna get this video flagged. You gonna get YouTube after this video. But they cool with baseball, football, and basketball. Dads have given up directing their sons. Facts. Interest in sports. Moms have taken control of that. Facts. It's time that we stop getting treated as second-class citizens in the courts of law when it comes to family issues. And I'm not going deeper because it'll make another video. I'm telling you guys, we got to find a formula. I'm telling you guys, here at the YTBC, the world may be falling around you, but if you have a set of principles, you better stand by it. You have to stand by that set of principle, even if everyone around you is pressuring you to follow the crowd, to be another wildebeest amongst the millions in the pack, to be another sheep. Follow your set of principles. Follow them. Those are also team sports. Boxing and even wrestling, learn quick. It's just you out of there. Yeah. Professional wrestling is still more entertaining than anything else. Your body does takes a beating. But it's still a bit entertaining. Now, if you mean actual wrestling, I think kids should learn some type. I think kids, whether boys or girls, they have to learn some type of combat sport. At least have a small notion of it. You know, a tiny bit. Just a little bit of it. Get them out of that little bubble. Oh, Timmy, I don't want you to get hurt. Come, sweetheart. No, let Timmy get a black eye once in his lifetime. Once in his lifetime. You see what I'm saying? Heather, come here. Your nails are going to get dirty. Let Heather get slapped and let Heather slap somebody from time to time if need be. You keep them in that bubble, and Timmy and Heather, they're going to be another sheep. And we don't need more sheeps. We need lions out here to rescue this society that I think has no rescuing coming for them, in my opinion. Zero rescuing. Most boxing fans pick it up from their dads. Yeah, that is true. Chat, anything you got to say, man? Because I'm going to be wrapping it up pretty soon, but they're saying a lot of good things, a lot of facts here in the comment. I hate the fact I got to cut it, guys, but I'm going to cut it now, and I'm going to go hit the gym for a few hours before I go to bed.
No, yeah, man. No, it's good stuff. I think we should have more discussions about
Yeah.
this kind of stuff. Because we're invested in our sport, and we don't want to see it to die. See it die. You really don't, because I think
Nope.
it's worse than they were. I remember they were trying to say that in 2009 that boxing's dead, and I think that
I
was
hate to hear it.
that was the interest of like Al Heyman fighters and all that. Kind
Yeah.
of holding out and not really fighting the best. And I think that's, we're living in that right now. The fruits of that kind of thinking, and because boxing was really hot in 2009. There was a lot of up and coming fighters. You had Khan, you had Maidana, you had Victor Ortiz, you had Mayweather still in his semi prime. And yeah, man, I think it's good to have these conversations to be more aware of how we can dictate the sport and not let the sport dictate us what we want to buy. So
yeah, and not just those conversations, man. I think we need to. I mean, here, whether there's a female or a male here in the panel with us, we need to go into these social issues that also affect the sport.
Yeah.
Without being in our feelings, you know what I mean? We all need to learn to agree to disagree from time to time, without looking at each other as enemies because we don't think the same way or act the same way. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I do agree. We have to find a way, and I hope it's not too late, Chad.
Yeah.
So like I said, people, I want to thank you guys for being here. I got to wrap this up. So your boy got to go hit that gym before I go to bed. Thank you for being here with us. Remember to subscribe, do all that instructional stuff that YouTube requires us to tell you guys now. Hit the like button, comment, share the link with your auntie. Hey, tell your auntie, look at Ranger, subscribe to Ranger. I don't care. Help me grow. Can't do it without you guys. And I'm going to try to be back tomorrow. And if I see that I have time to do it tomorrow, I'll pre-schedule the live stream a few hours before I go live. Till next time, guys, Raw Boxing TV. I'm out of here. Chat, man, thank you so much, brother.
No problem. Catch y'all later.